Yeah, come on in. Let's see, 9 to 5millionaire.com. What's up? What's up? Come on in, y'all. Yes, yes, we about to get to work. Pin comment. There we go. There we go. Yep. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to start off with a special treat. You know, got somebody that wanted to come on here. So, well, man, y'all, man, let me know if everybody that's jumping on right now, how you enjoyed last week's chapter 2. I think it was, what was chapter 2? Million Dollar Vision? You know, so, man, it's crazy. I got the book right here, right? So, yep, Million Dollar Aspirations. Actually, that was it. Million Dollar Aspirations. So, yeah, y'all come on in. Man, we done had a busy day today. We just finished the podcast, did a conference earlier today. Man, so, hey, I'm warmed up. Let's go. Let's go. Man, somebody said hi from Puerto Rico. What's up, man? Who was that? Rick, let's say Richie, or something like that from Puerto Rico. What's going on, man? I can't wait to get back to Puerto Rico. Barbados in the house. Carl, hometown. What's up? What's up? Police officer to billionaire. Hey, I claim that. What's the podcast topic? What is it? I don't know. That's good. That's a good question. We're trying to figure it out. Carl usually, it depends on whatever we talked about. So they're going to make it something. Texas in the house. Hey, yeah, we've been praying for y'all, man. We've been praying for y'all. My family is from Texas, from Houston, matter of fact. Somebody says they first time tonight. Somebody said, Dust214 said, bro, the book is fire. That's what's up, man. Hey, let me bring you in, man. Let's see. You want to talk about the book? Come on. Let's see. I'm going to bring you on. Get started. Dust214 said, bro, the book is fire. If you're not busy, come on. Tell everybody about the book. What's up, Jemal? Yep. I'm going to bring some people in today. Oh, there we go.
What's up, my man?
What's going on, man? I saw your comment. I said, man, let me bring you on. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Let me get up here to my office here.
Okay.
Hey, the book is fire, man. The story is fire. So I just want to say, first of all, man, hey, huge shout out to Secret to Success podcast, man.
What's up?
You guys are killing it.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that.
Bro, when you talk about your story, man, as a police officer, the story, bro, of when you were shot at, man,
yeah,
and like the intensity, man, that was put into it. Oh man, it's next level.
Man, you know what's so crazy is that even when I still tell that story, that incident happened almost 21 years ago, and even when I tell that story today, it's almost like it's something inside of me that kind of takes me back to that place.
Yeah.
And you know, I tell people in the book, I talk about it. You know, that one incident, I almost lost my life, right?
Yeah.
And I always say that 16-year-old kid that shot at me, he almost took my life. But also that 16-year-old kid that shot at me actually saved my life. And the way he helped save my life is because that's when I really started understanding that life is precious, man. You here today and you gone today. You know, in the blink of an eye, something can happen. You know, so no, that was serious, man. It changed my life. At that point, I was like, man, I gotta go ahead. I realized that I never even really lived at this point. You know, and I think a lot of people don't really understand that. It's like, yeah, you're alive, yeah, you breathing, but have you really lived?
So, bro, I worked offshore on drilling rigs, man, for 10 and a half years before about 5 years ago, the market dropped and over 200,000 jobs were lost, man, and mine was one of them. I found myself in the first year of ministry. My wife and I lost our baby, Callie Grace. I lost my mother to a drug overdose and my grandmother to the final stages of dementia, all in the first year of ministry. Hey, I learned this. I saw death at the beginning of life with my baby, Callie Grace, middle age with my mom, Jemal, and then end of life with my grandma. We get one shot at this thing, bro. This side of heaven, man. And it's like, what are we going to do with it? And so this urgency, this fire, this desire, this here and now, man, trying to spread the gospel, man, to the ends of the earth. What you guys are doing, helping people in real estate, man. Like, I can't even describe how much the secret to success is in my day-to-day life, bro. Like, I listen every episode, man, is fire, and it drives my week, bro.
Look at that. Look at that, man. Look at God. That's what's up,
and
bro.
So just know you guys are all over the place. I'm here in South Alabama, man.
Okay. All right.
And you guys, hey, you guys are literally changing lives, man. And that's what it's all about.
Wow. Well, hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for rocking with us. I appreciate you for preaching the good news to the youth. Someone put on here, said you wanted the best youth minister or pastor. You know, bro, keep going, man. Keep going, man. You know, just keep going, man. You got purpose. It's crazy that I just felt I never started my live off with talking with somebody, but bro, instantly, bro, I just felt it in the spirit to go ahead and click on you. So
I literally prayed earlier, man. Hey, God, just put this on somebody's heart, and let's you know, I'm really trying to expand that reach, man, expand that reach. And so and God is moving and shaking, Jemal, and man, love you, dude. And so I appreciate it.
Hey, well, I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for rocking with us, man. Absolutely. You know, matter of fact, CJ watching you right now. So
what's up, CJ? What's up, my man?
Yeah,
hey, let me tell you something, CJ. Man, hey, I love the rivalry between the two of y'all. The love and the rivalry, bro. Hey, I'm telling you, it gets me through my week, man.
Oh, that's what's up. Hey, you know, me and Steve, we got like a little big brother, little brother relationship, bro.
Love it. I love it. And hey, pray for me, man, cause so I was born like through my life, I was kind of overweight, man. And I lost a lot of weight in the oil field, man. I was in powerlifting. I was buff. I feel you, Jemal. But man, COVID, ministry, pizza, all of that stuff, man, has taken a life of its own, bro. And I gotta get this weight off, man. I've got a dungeon of a gym back here in an old gas station. All the equipment you need. I just need the motivation, bro. And you guys,
dog, what you need, dog, is not even a motivation, because the motivation is already there. You need the accountability. So what you do, dog, DM me, and send me a message. That way we can stay in communication, and I'll make sure that I hold you accountable every single week, bro. Because I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym all day long. So let's go.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold you accountable, bro. I want you to check in with me. Send me a picture of the scale. Send me what your goals are. Send me what you're trying to get to, and then let's hit it from there. All right.
Oh man, love you, bro.
All right, love you too, fam. Appreciate you, man.
Later.
All right. I think you got to click off.
I don't know how to. Hold on.
You see an X? You should see an X right there.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. All right, man. Like I said, I just did a little detour, you know. But man, y'all. Hey, so man, we on episode 3 right now, right? We're on chapter 3, and this is views from 99%. So first off, if you new, I wanted to say, man, welcome. You know, we going over 9 to 5 Millionaire. Don't quit your day job. We going over the book, all right? And so I want some of you guys who read the book, I want y'all to chime in, because that's what we're going over. So right now we're breaking this thing down in 16 chapters, right? So we're doing this for 16 weeks. And right now we're on chapter 3 right now, right? Views from 99%. So man, hey, thank you guys for tuning in. For all you people that's new, for everybody that went and got your book and things like that, you know, follow along with us. You can actually go on my IG and actually check out some of the older episodes. Yeah, let me see, share this live with somebody. Oh yeah, Camille saying share this live with somebody that needs this information. You know, y'all definitely want to start sharing this. I'm gonna bring somebody on here. We're about to go in, all right? So last time they wrote everything out for me and told me to follow it. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me follow it so we can get a lot of stuff. If you got any questions, put it in the chat. I got some people on here that's gonna be answering some of the questions. So last week, I'm just throw this out here. Last week in chapter 2, we went over, the importance of dreaming big and cherishing the vision, even though it seems crazy. That's the thing that I wanted to start off talking to you guys about. Like, you should have by now really identified and wrote down, like, what's your dream? Like, really, what is your dream? And remember what we said last week. A dream is supposed to be something that's just like what seems unattainable to everybody else. It's not supposed to be something that's almost like, filling out an application to get a job. It's supposed to be something that's so crazy. It should be so crazy that it shocks you. All right? So I want you guys to come up with, what dreams do you have? Remember, a dream has no limitations. I don't care how crazy it is. I want you to come up with this dream. All right? And so now with this one right now is views from the 99%, right? And so with views for the 99%, if you just think about it, like how have your community or being a blue collar worker, how is that kind of like had anything to do with your dream or your vision that you have right now? All right? It's been my experience when you think about like blue collar workers, right? It's like the system is dreaming for you. And what I mean by that, it's like the system. When you're on your job and they telling you like, all right, cool, you need to just focus on this job. You don't need to be buying real estate, or you don't even, I got a friend of mine who's a police officer, and they told him this department he's on that he can't work an outside job. They said that we pay you enough on this job, so you don't need to work another job. And I just thought that was crazy. It's like, how is somebody going to tell you that they paying you enough money? So, the system is telling you, you just need to focus on this job. If you want to make more money, then we got promotional tests next week or next year. So you need to study for the promotional test, or you need to do this in a company in order to move up. That sounds ridiculous to me. And I never bought into that kind of idea. I never bought into it. I've always felt that if I want to get promoted, then if I want to make more money outside this job, then it should be up to me. Like, my job should not have any say-so on what I do outside of this job, right? And so I think a lot of people, though, we buy into because we believe in our jobs a lot of times. We believe what our supervisors are telling us. We went to school all this time, and now it's like, okay, cool. I spent the last 4 years of my life, or 8 years, getting education, getting a bachelor's degree and getting 2 master's degrees. And so now I'm buying into this company. And now I don't agree with what they're telling me, but I don't want to not do it because that'll make the last 8 years of my life seem like it was a waste or a lie. So, like, what beliefs do you have that your job, that the system is telling you? See, so when I was talking about dreaming, I'm talking about a dream outside of what your job is giving you. Because the thing is that when you only dream by what your job is telling you, then the second your job don't like you no more, the second your job is done with you, then what happens to your dream? I need somebody to really catch that. So I want, man, I'm gonna ask y'all, so like, what are some of your beliefs about the 1%? Because I know on jobs, on a lot of blue collar jobs, they kind of make it almost seem like the 1%ers are enemies. Being a 1% is an evil thing. Oh, all rich people are bad. Oh, they so greedy. Oh no, you don't want to be like them. But what's something like, put in the comments, like, what's some of the beliefs that the 1%, that you believe? Like, what's some of the beliefs growing up, or that you maybe heard from somebody? Let me see. A job is more risky than betting on yourself. Wow, my dream is to travel the world with my wife. God's will with my will. I'll never work at JOB again. That's good. My job afforded me a lot of opportunities, and I'm grateful for that. It was my vehicle. And absolutely, my job was one of my vehicles also. Notice I said one of my vehicles. And so just for anybody that don't know my story, I am not against working a 9 to 5. Believe it or not, I'm not against it. But I am against when your 9 to 5 just makes you believe that that's the only vehicle that you can drive. you can have more than one vehicle in the garage, right? I believe that you should have several vehicles. Why? Let's say one vehicle breaks down. If one vehicle breaks down, then you should be able to go into the garage and get another vehicle, right? In that same kind of way, if one job breaks down on you, what are you going to do? How are you going to take care of your family? So I believe in having several vehicles, all right? So I'm about to bring CJ on real quick. CJ wanted to come on here. Let's see. I think this might be him. Yep. I want to bring my brother on real quick. He said he wanted to get on. So, see, come on. I just, yeah, there you go.
Hey, man,
what's up,
let
bro?
me in, dog.
Hey, you in, dog? You know I'm getting used to all this, man.
Let me in, let me in. What's happening, everybody? What's going on, man?
Oh, bro. Feel like I just got through talking to you, man.
Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. What's up, everybody? I see y'all in the comments, man. I'm excited to be on here, obviously, with my brother Maul. Listen, man, we got, what's up, Camille? Shout out to everybody in here. Man, this is, I wanted to come on this week. It's just one of my favorite chapters. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, you guys hear me and Maul, we joke a lot. We play a lot. Let me see if I can get this set up because I don't like holding it while I'm talking.
Oh, bro, they was just talking about our rivalry, bro. They was just talking about our rivalry before we got out here, man.
Oh, no doubt.
I love relationship.
You know what's crazy? I think that rivalry really comes from the fact that, you know, we grew up so similar, right? So that's part of the competing values that we have. But this is one of my favorite chapters because it starts to reprogram the mind, right? Yeah. Like growing up, all the terms and everything that I heard and, you know, about just what you just said, you kind of look at the rich like, man, they must have did something shady, or that's reserved for a certain segment of the world, or, you know, I can't get to that level. And it's almost like, you know, where you're at now, you have a new set of information, right? Like I used to think like, yo, you get money, you put money in the bank. Like y'all have to understand something. I'm grown and I was successful running a multi-million-dollar company, and Jemal still gave me information that was able to change my life. Like I literally did not understand how to make my money go to work for me. And so that's something I want you to talk about, what you learn from the wealthy in terms of investing, right? And not trading time for money. Like break down those two things, because again, my mindset was coming from blue collar. Hey, you make your money, you put that joint in the bank, you pray it never goes away. And you came in and was like, nah, that's not how it works. If you got, Maul told me like, yo, if you got it, I used to think like, I can't wait till I got, you know, $200,000 in the bank. And Maul was like, why would you want all that money just sitting in the bank? So break down the mentality that you got from the 1% and how you ended up developing that mentality.
Yeah, so man, great question. So I noticed that blue collar workers, right? We was trading our time for money, right? Mm-hmm. We would go to work every single day and everything about us was all about how much we equated time to money. So if I work X amount of hours, then I make X amount of dollars, right? But what I noticed when I got exposed to a lot of 1%ers, they were trading money for time. Mm. And I didn't understand that concept at first. I'm like, all right, well, see, when you work, you can only work a certain amount of hours, right? It's only 24 hours in a day. So no matter if I got one job, two jobs, a part-time job, I'm only going to make a certain amount of money. It's going to cap out. So then once we reach that level of capping out, then what's the next level for us? We start to look at promotion now. So we still got that same amount of time, right? Because the time doesn't change. So now we're looking at, instead of getting paid $30 an hour, I can make an extra $5 for that hour. Right. And then I can get promoted to the next level. Then I can make an extra, instead of $35, I can make $40. So that's what the blue collar mindset teaches us. But eventually, there's only so much they're going to pay you for the job that you're doing. But what I understood with 1%ers is how they leverage their money for your time. Pretty much, they're buying your time from you.
Yeah.
And this is how they're buying more time for themselves, right? So they're like, hey, all right, how much do you want pretty much for your hour? How much is your hour worth to you? Well, my hour is worth $30. Okay, great. I'm gonna give you $30. And then they get a contract that's for $60. So they making $30 off of you standing there making $30. And then they say, okay, cool. If I can duplicate that, Now I can go hire 50 people and then pay each of them $30 an hour because that's what their time is worth to them. And then I'm going to make $30 while I'm sitting at home with my family. So I said, wow. So really, when you think about it, I used to think that money, right, was your greatest asset. But then it wasn't until I really understood this concept and said, no, it's time.
Yeah.
Time is your greatest asset. Time is so great that people will pay you for your time. See, the thing about it, though, the money that the 1%ers was getting, they can get that money back.
Yeah.
They can get that money back. But what I found out is you could never get back the time you spend away from your family. You could never get that time back. And don't get me wrong, everybody has to work. But I think that you should work with the mindset of, I'm doing this so that I could eventually now leverage my money for other time.
Yeah.
And so that's how you get more. Look, nobody that walked this earth ever had more than 24 hours in a day. They never had 20. Everybody, that's the one thing that's equal, see? The one thing that's, look, race is not equal. You got, sex is not equal. You got male, female, whatever. Height, you got people born into poverty, people, everything. There's so many disadvantages in the world. But the only thing that's equal, no matter what color you are, no matter where you was born, no matter where you grew up, is how many hours you have in a day.
Yeah, you
so
know what?
Eventually, you got to respect that. You got to say, what am I doing with this time?
So here's what's crazy, Mo. I'm with you, right? And I know it's a lot of people out here listening right now, and tell all your friends to join this live. Gonna want to miss. But one of the things that I didn't understand was I always thought the harder you work, that's how you earn more money, right? Like that was another myth that I got. Like I saw, like, think about it. My father worked at the plant. If you want to make more money, let's say we got a vacation going up. We grew up middle class. If you want to make more money coming up, guess what he would do, Mark, leading up to the vacation?
Oh, work more hours, double.
More hours.
Overtime.
So they had at GM, at General Motors, where my father worked, they had, you could work a double. So my dad would literally go into work. Let's say his shift was from 6 to 3. Well, second shift would start at 4. And they would let you literally work from like 6 to 3. And then another shift from like 4 or 5 to midnight, 1 o'clock. And he would start working doubles the closer we got to vacation. Why? Because the more you work, the more you make. And so when I first even started as an entrepreneur, now mind you, the entrepreneurship journey was crazy for me because I'm like, okay, this is different. Nobody in my family did it, whatever. But I'm still taking the mindset of, even as an entrepreneur, the harder I work, the more money I'll make. Mm-hmm. What happened was, Maul, I started to get burned out, right? So I told my wife, I said, this is unbelievable. This is years ago. I said, yo, can you believe I'm making the money that me and E make, doing personal development, conferences, coaching, doing all of that? I said, but Maul, guess what? Now people willing to pay me $1,000 an hour to coach. Bro, I was like, I made it, right? Like you're talking about, I worked for years and didn't get paid at all. Now I'm helping people get to the next level and they pay me $1,000 an hour. So guess what? I got up to about 6 or 7 clients. Then I got up to about 8 or 9. Then I got up to about 12. And guess what? I'm making an extra 12 grand a month, which was crazy bread for me at the time. Mm-hmm. But I'm burnt out because every hour of my day, I'm going through every hour. I'm writing down all my clients' needs. It's not just the hour of coaching. You got to go through their materials. They sending me videos. I'm reviewing stuff. And now I looked up and I'm making what would be considered a lot of money, 6 figures. Yeah. But I've literally traded all my time in order to do so. So I'm sacrificing family time. Yeah. I can't even really go on a vacation because my people need me and they got stuff coming up at gigs and I'm coaching and I'm doing all of this stuff. And so I said, man, there's got to be a better way. So what do you say to people like myself who are in that position where they're like, yo, Maul, I got a skill set. Yeah, I really do. And it works. But unfortunately, I got to be there every second of the day in order to make that, additional income that I'm trying to make. Yeah, I don't care if it's the same thing because what you eventually start doing is, and a lot of people see themselves as an entrepreneur, right? But really, they are kind of they're putting it in the wrong category, right? You really have a self-employment, right? Which is still a job. And your self-employment is depending solely on yourself. And so no matter what it is, what I've always told people is that you need to invest. This is the way how I set up my life. See, and I'll tell it to you like this. When I first started,
And I tell people this all the time, man, whoever's listening, write this down. You need to create whatever business you have as though you no longer exist. The second you start making a business depend solely on you, then you're not taking care of your family. If you think about it, if something happened to you, what happened to that business? And so it got to the point where every single business that I've created, I created in a way where if Jemal no longer exists, can this business still succeed? And the reason why is because the reason why I'm creating this business is because I'm trying to take care of my family. So what good is it for my family's wishes, dreams, hopes, all go in the grave when I pass away? So I wanted to always create a business as though I no longer exist. So whoever's out there listening who's in that same situation C is in, you know, instantly you have to say, how can I remove myself from this business?
Right.
And the reason why I say that is because one day you're no longer going to exist, believe it or not. And so that's the thing, man. So you have to transition yourself from this self-employment that you created yourself, and you look at everything as a business. That's why I was so big on real estate, bro. Because real estate afforded me the opportunity to stay at home. It was like, all right, cool. So if I just purchase this property, I put my vision to it, I put my work in on the front end, and then now people are going to move in this place, and they're going to be in there all month, sleeping, doing everything on their own. They ain't even want to see me. And then on the first of the month, I come in and they hand me money for staying there. I was like, so man, I'm really making money when I'm sleeping. And I was like, man, not only am I making money while I'm sleeping, but if something happened to me, Camille can make money while that same dollar amount while I'm sleeping in eternity. And then my children, they can still make money. My grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. Like, when does it stop? So I was like, that's a real business. It doesn't need me to be hands-on with it. You know, it's not taking away my time, my energy, my effort. So I was like, that's why. So that's why I'm so big on real estate. And I got other businesses too. And I could break all those other businesses down, which is in the book. But I'm always looking for, from day one, that's how you know if I want to start a business. People, I get all kind of business ideas all the time. And then I let people know. I want to hear it. And the second you like, okay, Jemal, yeah, you got to do this. You got to do that. I'm like, oh, no. I need to be able to remove. I got to be able to see myself no longer in the business. Yeah. And yet the business still succeeding. Because what I do, I'm looking past myself. I always think generational, see? I always think generational. And so if I got to physically do something forever, I mean, in the beginning, of course, I started out. But if I got to be hands-on every single day or whatever, then it's not the business for me. Why? Because if I pass, that income that was coming in my household will stop. And I think that's the issue with a lot of people, a lot of blue-collar workers. We so much into ourselves. We think that our skill set is just because we have all the education, we've been to school, we done all of this. And then so we're so much into ourselves and our skill set that we don't even realize that we are like one incident away from putting our family, setting our family behind, putting them in a terrible situation, man. So that's the thing. You need to start a business from day one and figure out, you know, what'll happen if you no longer exist. Will this business still succeed if I no longer exist?
Yeah, I think that's one of the funniest things, man, when I met you and you were like, yo, when I finally found out that you were a cop and you were like, yo, and I finally dug into exactly how you did it. And you just said, yo, well, I'm I run a multi-million-dollar real estate company. I'm like, okay, and you a cop. And I'm like, man, that's kind of crazy because how do you have the time to do it? And then you were like, and I also run a multi-million-dollar security company. And I'm like, wait, I thought you were a cop. And you were like, I am a cop. And you're like, yo, my wife and I got a chain of daycares in Chicago. And the whole time, again, my mind is literally just going to like, yo, every person I talk to that has like dreams and goals of being an entrepreneur or a business idea or a business plan that they wanted to start or whatever, their number one excuse is, but man, I just don't have the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I work, my work schedule's crazy. I got to work 9 to 5 or 10 to 6. I'm working 11 to 7. Like their whole thing was just time, right? Yeah. And so when I met you and you had all of these different multi-million-dollar companies, and I'm like, wait, and here's the thing, y'all, let me tell y'all this. Maul was really going to work. Now, mind you, I've been an entrepreneur forever, so I don't even have no friends that have jobs. Like, I used to be calling Maul like on a Tuesday at like 1 o'clock, like, yo, what you on? And he was like, I'm at work. I'm like, yo, you really go to work? And it was crazy because he was running all of these companies, but yet he was going to work from 9 to 5. That was the goal, and why I said, Jemal, you got to bring this information to the masses, because you're eliminating the biggest excuse that most people have. And so let me ask you this. Each company now that you've started, right? Because there's people out there listening to you right now, and they writing down their notes and they doing everything. But each company that you started, can you explain to us the amount of manpower that you put in on the front end, maybe?
Yeah.
Because I think I remember you saying that the first building you ever bought has grossed you over $900,000.
$950,000 over
Okay,
the
so I
last
want you.
20 years.
Hang on, let everybody stop. I want you to hear that. Jemal.
No, that's net. That's net now.
Okay,
that's
net.
net.
So Jemal is saying that the very first building that he ever bought, what was it? How many years ago?
21 years ago.
21 years ago has now netted him almost $1 million. And when's the last time you were in that building, physically in the building?
I promise you, at least 11, 12 years now. At least 11, 12 years.
Stop talking. Let that marinate. I want y'all to hear that. I want y'all to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to feel that in your spirit. $950,000 in the last 21 years off one property, and he has not been in there in 11 years.
Let's mention this too. Because you can't leave this part out. That's the what I call the paycheck that I was receiving every month, right? But then you got to now say, I bought that building for $125,000. I put $25,000 into it. I was into that building for $150,000. That building today is worth $500,000. So even though I made passively, over $950,000 over the last 21 years. This building now, which is paid off, I think, or close to it. This building now is valued at over $500,000.
Okay, now I got to let that one breathe now. So listen to what he's saying here. 11. The reason most of us can't get to that level, because we have to physically touch everything that we try to do in order to get to the next level. So now, I'm really going there because, again, this is all information that I've been taught in the last few years. I didn't understand it, right? And I'm probably like a lot of you out there, you watching and you listening, and you like, I don't know nothing about real estate. I'm all to tell you, I didn't know what an ARV was. I barely knew what an appraisal was. The only house I had ever bought was the two that I lived in. And so I knew nothing about real estate, but that's no longer an excuse. You have this man giving information right now that'll change your life. I just saw my brother on this live, right? Shout out to Train. Train is on this live right now. I don't want to tell you the numbers more, but he called me today. His property, in terms of the appraisal, he's going to have probably over $200,000 in net worth in about 30 days because of one decision he made to start learning real estate from Maul. And my brother, shout out to him. He's a full-time entrepreneur now. But he was working as a director at the Boys and Girls Club of Atlanta. And I say his salary, I don't want to give his business out, but it was in, the 60s maybe. He have a net worth of over $200,000 because of the information he got from Jemal. And guess what? How many times has he been to the property?
Maybe two.
Maybe 2 times. And so listen, I'm just trying to tell you that if you're like me, it's no longer an excuse for you to say, but I don't know anything about real estate. I don't get it. I don't know it. That's the same thing I said. And now I don't know how many properties I got. You know what I'm saying? Like, we probably got what? 13,
17? No, about 16.
16
properties.
But again, because I got some new information. So what Maul is telling you from the book, right? 9 to 5 Millionaire. For those of you who don't have the book, get the book. This information will change your life. So Maul, I want to know now, you got the 1% mentality. The 1% says, I need my time. I'll gladly give money for time. Whereas blue collar, we say, yo, we trying to kill time. We trying to burn time. They're trying to actively get time back. You said something that changed my life. You said, no man on his deathbed has ever sat there as they was taking their last breath and they was about to die. And they looked at their family and everybody around them and said, man, I wish I had more money. Man. All of them said they wish they had more time. And so now with your next business, and I don't want to jump the gun. I know we got other chapters to talk about it, but I feel like you need to explain it. You and your wife say, okay, cool. We got these properties going. Now we're going to use the income from this to fund this. So talk about how the daycare got started up and how that's still running.
Yeah, so, you know, the thing I tell people all the time is like, you know, you got to look at, people don't never know. They always talk to me like, Jemal, what kind of business should I start? What could I start? Every single business that we've ever started, they supplied a need, right? And so we knew at one point that we were going to start having children. We knew that our friends were going to start having children. And we knew that like one of the largest expenses for blue collar people is like childcare. Because, you know, in blue collar households, both parents work, right? So you get the father and the mother have to go to work. So it was like, okay, cool. Both parents are working. So who's staying home with the child? And so childcare, right? Childcare was a whole nother bill. That's like a whole nother house note when you think about it. So the need was, we weren't looking at daycares in the beginning, but some of the daycares we went to wasn't good enough for our newborn daughter. And so it just came to the point where it was just like, and I remember talking to Camille about it, and it was just like, man, you know what? Man, I could build you a daycare. You know, I'm in real estate already. I'm like, you know, you smart, you motherly, people love to bring their children. And so we didn't even really have a clue how much childcare is actually made. We didn't have a clue the amount of money that was going to be made from that. So we was just really supplying a need. We knew we had friends, families, other people that just, you know, police officers that always having children. And so we went ahead, man, and went to what I knew best was real estate and renovated a church and turned that church into a daycare center without having any children. I always say my daughter and my nephew were the first 2 students we ever had, and they wasn't paying us $1. And so, but just because we made that decision, just because we didn't figure it out before we executed, right? We figured it out along the way. That business alone, you know, within a year's time, started making us close to $100,000 a month. A month from an idea that was just coming from our heart. Talking about we didn't go to school for this. We didn't have a clue.
Right.
But it was just in a way of saying like, man, you know, we supplied a need. We supplied a need for ourselves. We supplied a need for the community because this community didn't have any day. I remember me and Camille used to just drive around that area and we would watch, you know, women pushing strollers in the snow. They would be waiting on the bus stop or pushing a stroller on the street because the sidewalk had snow on it. And it was like, man, there's no daycares in this immediate area. And so we supplied a need to the community. We supplied a need for ourselves. We supplied a need to other police officers and other blue collar workers by giving them an affordable child care. And by supplying that need.
Crazy.
I'm talking about, it's just been, I mean, you're talking about, we've had this daycares now for 13 years, maybe 12, 13 years. And it's just been unbelievable, bro.
Hey, do me a favor, y'all. Put your questions in the chat here. And I'm gonna read them all in a little bit. We're gonna continue the dialogue. I got a few more questions for him, but put your questions in the chat. Camille, if you could text Candace's phone for me, and with the questions that are in the chat, because me and Maul are gonna keep chopping it up, and I don't want to be looking down at them. So Camille, if you could just text them to Candace's phone, any questions y'all got, make sure you put your questions in the chat. All right. Maul, one of the things that I heard you say was it's gonna take a little footwork, a little groundwork in the beginning, right? So I'm sure when you got ready to start the daycare, you probably had to be there a little bit more often. You had to, you know, I heard that I don't know what it is. I'm gonna mess up the quote, but they said a rocket ship uses like 90% of its power just to get off the ground.
Just to take off.
Once it's off the ground, we smooth sailing. But just that initial vault. So talk to the people out there about getting that initial start. Like when you first got started in real estate, you had to go to the property. When you first started the daycares, you probably need to be a little bit more involved just in terms of making sure the system was set up. So talk about that initial work versus then releasing it so that way you can continue to make the residual income.
Bro, I'll start with the daycare center just because Camille is here. In the beginning, man, I promise you, bro, and Camille could testify to this. I used to get off work from working midnights, right, on the police department. I would still be in my uniform. And I remember just going out there, man. Because we couldn't afford anything. We wasn't making any income to starting out, you know, so I would be the cook, right? They would have breakfast early in the morning, and I would go there, and I would literally be the cook, bro. I would be the janitor. I would be cleaning up little kids. Now, this is somebody who already was in real estate and already making money from real estate. But yet it was like, hey, this is a new business, it's a new baby. So I would become the janitor at the daycare center. I remember being a puppet master. We had like a little puppet thing, and I would come in there, and I'm in my police uniform, and I'm got the little puppets going. But, you know, I just kind of had that kind of mentality that in the beginning, you know, it's in the beginning is the foundation of your business. So in the beginning, the foundation is the strongest part. But anybody who know anything about construction, the foundation, you got to dig the dirt. You got to get in there. You got to dig the dirt. And the further you go down in the mud, the further you go down in the dirt, the stronger the foundation is. See, the foundation is not the prettiest part of the house.
Right.
You know, at the end of the job, when the house is complete, you got all people painting. You know, they got the light fixtures, they got the white gloves on, they putting in the faucets and things like that. That's the pretty part. But it was in the beginning of the foundation. Where you get dirty. That's the part, man, where it's not as sexy, right? It's not as cool. But what you got to realize is that's the strongest part. That's the most important part in building the house.
Wow.
That's the most important. So some of you guys, you know, when you're going through real estate, you know, when I looked at 77 properties. Today, when people look at properties, they go, you know, they get listings on computers, and they're like, oh, I looked at 10 properties today, Jemal. No, I physically went inside of 77 properties. Rats, roaches, everything in there. Homeless people. Yeah. I did all type of stuff. I went in there. You know, it was snow outside. It was cold inside these buildings. But I did it because I understand that when I'm starting out, that's when you got to give most of yourself. You got to give your all in the beginning of something because you're building that foundation. But what happens when I was actually going to these properties, I got frustrated a little bit in the beginning. But what I come to realize is that was really, bro, God's way of teaching me what to look for in a property. I became a master in real estate in the beginning. I didn't become a master in real estate in the end. I became a master in real estate in the beginning because I was going through everything I went through. I'm looking up and I'm seeing your brother with his first property, he had inspections, he had the city of Chicago coming at him. He had all these things that was coming at him. And I sat there and I was telling him, I was like, ooh, you're going to be successful. Oh, you're going to be successful. Yeah. Because those that keep going and don't give up. I always say, brother, race is not given to the swift or the strong, but to he who endures to the end. One of my favorite Bible scriptures, bro. It's something about enduring to the end. It's something about that. When you endure to the end and things that you're going through, it's developing a muscle in your third eye. It's giving you strength that you never knew you had before. It's something inside of you that's taking place that you can't learn just going to school. And so that's when I learned everything about real estate in the beginning, you know, by being in the mud, being in the dirt, being in that, building that foundation, bro.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Let's go to a couple of these questions, man. Somebody said, what was the one thing that almost held you back from where you are now?
Man, that's a great question. What's one thing that almost held me back? Truthfully, I don't know if anything did hold me back. I got to answer it truthfully. Yeah. Not saying everything wasn't perfect, you know, not saying that I didn't go through things, not saying that somebody didn't break into my building. I hear break-ins, people stealing pipes, people doing all type of stuff. Y'all read about it in the book. But one thing is, I wasn't committed to the things that took place. I was committed to my vision. I was committed to my dream. And so I can't sit back and say that I almost gave up, I almost stopped. That's not even, I was focused always on my vision and on my dream. I've been focused on where I'm at today. I was focused on this in the beginning. So I didn't let these little things that took place, I didn't let them wipe away or make me walk away from my dream, right? Because I know that these things are going to happen in life. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. You got to understand that. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. But at the same time, you have all control on how you handle it. And that's not in my DNA. That's never been in my personas to walk away or run from anything. Yeah.
I see, Mal, a couple questions. Your favorite question on here. Some people are saying, what about like debt? And like, you know, if I'm borrowing money to get this property, like explain that for some people.
Yep. I'll tell you this. I probably borrowed about $5 million in my lifetime to buy real estate. And all of the real estate that I own is probably over $20 million. Do the math.
Mm. No. Break. Okay, I got it. I got it. Absolutely. But for those people out there, they like, yo, I'm scared. Like, because again, here go the problem. Blue collar, right? We're always taught that bad, right? Don't. Remember, you hear people. I remember I could hear all my people all now talking about, I'm almost paid off all my credit cards. I almost, you know what I mean? Like, it's this mentality that debt is a bad thing.
Yeah.
We'll take debt on our own house, right? Like, we'll borrow money for our own house, but beyond that, most of us aren't going to leverage our net worth or our assets or anything like that because we're worried about getting in debt. So why don't you just explain how one property taking on debt can make us money?
Yeah, well, we go back to the first property. See, that first property, I borrowed $125,000, right, to purchase that property. And then I borrowed another $25,000, right, from the bank. They gave me a rehab loan, right? And so I borrowed a total amount, not even 150, it's probably 135,000 because I put $15,000 down on the property. So I borrowed $135,000 is what I borrowed.
Yep.
And the bank, you know, they had the interest rate. I had to pay the mortgage every month. But see, the thing about it, when you have an income producing asset, it's not like you got to get out of that mindset like, oh, I'm working my job to pay this mortgage. No, you're not working a job. Your tenants, right? You're providing a service and you're taking the money from your tenants. And you have that money, and then you pay the bank that loaned you the money. You pay them their money, and the amount of money that's left over now belongs to you. So you're leveraging. I don't even look at it like borrowing. You're leveraging, you know, your money. You're leveraging your asset to bring you more money.
And you know what hit me, Maul? Maul said this to me. This was I'm gonna just tell y'all the thing that I was finally like, I was done. I said, I'm about to get in real estate today. Maul said, the bank is loaning me your money. And I was like, what you mean? He said, when you put your money in the bank is going to give you 0.00 whatever % interest on your money. Right. What they do, because they're not even required to have your money in the bank. So what they do is take your money and they give it to me. And I'm going to double that money. I'm going to triple that. I'm going to earn 10x that money, investing on myself, and then they're going to give you back pennies on your dollar, not even pennies on your dollar. He said, they're giving me your money to fix up this property. They're giving me your money to go ahead and make $300,000 off $150,000 investment. And that really blew my mind, y'all. I heard Maul was saying to me the other day, he said, do you realize the amount that they pay you from the bank, or your money sitting in the bank every year doesn't even match the inflation total? So you're actually losing money every year. Let's say I put $100,000 in the bank. Next year, when I go to get that $100,000, it's worth less than it is today.
Right.
You actually just lost money by putting your money in the bank. And I promise y'all, it may sound like common sense. Some of y'all are a lot smarter than me. Bro, that blew my mind. And I said, wow, we're talking about views from the 1% now, or views from the 99%. Listen. We understand now that we have to be able to invest. And that's what we're talking about now. And so, Maul, you've never had a problem investing. You've never had a problem investing in your businesses, and you've never had a problem investing in yourself, right? We talk about, let's just be real. We had conferences for days, and you were paying to come VIP and putting people up and investing back then. Why is it so important to you to invest? And why do you, like, I see a couple questions in here about, I'm scared to lose. Like, I'm scared. What if I invest some money and I'm scared to lose? Talk about that mentality.
Yeah, you gotta, first off, you got everything in life is an investment. Whether you recognize it or not, or you realize it or not, everything in life is an investment. The amount of time you put in with your family, the amount of time you put in with your children, the amount of time you put in with your spouse, everything is an investment. And so when you start seeing that, when you start understanding that everything is an investment, then you always look at the return that comes from something. And so whether it's the return, whether I'm sowing into somebody else or whether they're sowing into me, there's always a return that comes from it. And so you can't go through life being scared. You know, being scared. The scary part, see, wasn't if you fail in an investment. What scared me is that I'm dependent on this one income stream. I got this one person that's got so much power over my family. Just think about that. That should scare you. That you're leaving your life, your children's education, the experience, having the full experience of life for your family. You leaving that up to somebody who at any minute can shut down the company. That should scare you. It should never scare you to take care of your family. It should never scare you. What scares you about that? Like, what's the scary thing about taking care of your own family on your terms? So the problem is not that you're scared to invest. The problem is that you're scared to bet on yourself. It's something deeper that's inside of you that's got you nervous, got you scared, that you're not going to make the right decision. That's what I tell people. Look, and I understand you. I feel you. So that's why you need to get exposed to other people that's doing it.
You know what I love? You know what I love too, Mal? Here's the crazy part. With the way you run Make Real Estate Real, it's not even scary because the numbers are there. Like, it's literally, like, y'all don't understand. Mal has literally designed a foolproof system to where if you follow the numbers, you can't lose. I promise you. He just talked about Train, my brother. He's on this live right now. He probably had more stuff go wrong with a building than you could ever have. Like, literally, it was like a water pipe bust. That happened. Like, everything happened. But because of how Mal runs the numbers and teaches the system, he's still going to end up with over $200,000.
That's his worst case scenario. Worst case.
The worst case scenario. And I'm like, wow, like, what you've done and what you've been able to show people through the power of Make Real Estate Real is not just, it's not just about going, like, and that's what I love about you. You're a risk taker, but you're a calculated risk taker, right? Like, you never jumped out the window like, oh, I'm gonna just go bet, you know, $5 million on, you know, Secretariat, the fastest horse out there. That's not what we're talking about now. We're not talking about getting lucky here. This isn't Jemal just, oh, I just ended up getting lucky doing this. Talk about how you design the system so that the fear really is eliminated.
Man, look, it's a step-by-step system. And what I did, I took all the information that I went through over the last 20 years. And it's not something to think about it. We talked about this on a podcast today. Make Real Estate Real didn't start 2 years ago. Make Real Estate Real started 20 years ago. Make Real Estate Real started 20 years ago in the squad car, y'all. So it's a step-by-step system so that, because I understand, I come from the blue-collar lifestyle. I come from a blue-collar family. I wasn't born to money. My parents were blue-collar, both police officers. They did well, but they didn't have this bunch of money where they say, hey, Jemal, here's $15,000 for your first building. So what I did, I put this system together. Not only did I put this step-by-step system together, actually, and I love this thing, we got a thing in the Make Real Estate Real where we have a cheat sheet. It's literally to the point where if you want to know if what you're buying is a good deal or not, just fill out the sheet and do the calculations on the sheet. And the sheet is going to tell you if this is the type of property that's going to be profitable or not. And then on top of that, I put you with the lenders and real estate brokers, the whole team, so that if you ever got any doubts on top of that, cool, here's my team now. So you got people to hold your hand while you're doing it.
I love it, man. The crazy thing about Make Real Estate Real, and we've seen so many people that have gone through. Now we got people, man, I love it. We got people in the alumni now. They on their third, fourth, fifth, sixth property. Just because once you understand it, guys, and you're talking about, again, I'm somebody who, I'm a living witness. I'm somebody who, I never heard the term ARV before. Ma was like, you got to look at the ARV. Dude. I was like, what? Oh, after repair value. What's that? Once you buy the again, I'm so stupid, y'all. I'm riding around with Mal in Chicago, and we're going to different places, and we're in Atlanta riding around, and Mal's pointing out buildings that look like the doggone Addams family live there. Like, oh, that's a great building. That's a great building. I'm like, Mal, I don't want to look at that building. We would walk in a building, and it would be rats and roaches running around, and Mal would be like, oh my God, this is an incredible building. And I used to be like, bro, what is wrong with you, bro? Are you serious? And what he saw, and the vision he saw, is the ARV. And I didn't understand that. And so in my mind, I'm going, bro, get me out of here. And in his mind, he go, I make $100,000 off of this crib in no time flat. I make $150,000 off of this crib in no time flat. Why? Because of the vision. And so what he's done with Make Real Estate Real is actually helped you understand exactly how the numbers work, exactly how real estate works. I promise you, you go through the course, you will come out and know every single thing that Jemal knows about real estate, as soon as you finish the course.
Hey guys, let me say this. Let me say this too, because this Blue Sea Mountain way, y'all.
Yep.
We got properties that we bought, and C and I, we used our own cash. We put our cash together, and we bought properties. Those same properties that had the rats in it and just looked like the Addams family lived there. Those same properties, we bought so many properties we couldn't even fix them all at the same time. And some of those properties, we bought them, and the ARV on it might have been at the time, let's say $200,000. That's the after repair value. I mean, this is what it's valued at. Without us even doing any work to these properties. Without us even doing any work to these properties. 7, 8, 9 months later, these properties are worth $100,000 more than what it was when we first purchased the property. I'm telling y'all. Now, that same $200,000 would have been in the bank.
Yeah.
We probably would have made about $18 off of our money. But because we put those money in the bricks as opposed to the bank, that appreciation now has given us an extra $100,000 without even doing nothing. I'm telling y'all, we're not talking about riches right now. We're talking about wealth.
Yeah.
Wealth.
Yeah.
Just in a year's time, CJ and I bought over 16 and 17 properties. We just sold one. We selling another one. Then we just sold it. We selling another one tomorrow, I think Wednesday. I'm telling you guys that this is real. And so, but now you got and this is the mindset I've always had with real estate. You got people as far as blue collar workers that's like, okay, man, in 30 years, I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna get my pension. I got my deferred comp. I got 80,000 or 100,000 saved up in this account. I got Social Security. I look at real estate in that same way. Like, bruh, if we just decided we didn't want to buy no more properties, and let's not talk about all the properties I've bought over the last 20 years, just the ones we bought last year. And if I say, okay, we got 16, 17 properties, bruh, do you know that that's a retirement account right there? Those 16, 17 properties, dog, the collective ARV on those properties come back at like $4.1 million.
Come on, man. Don't tell all our business, dog.
So I'm done with it, man. I ain't gonna tell her. I just, because it's just like, and you're scared of what?
Yeah.
You work 30 more years, whoever that was. You work 30 more years, and you won't have $4 million saved up. But yet you can buy some real estate, the right real estate, and sit on it and have over $4 million in real estate.
Hey, here's
when you work 30 years, go to work every single day for the next 30 years, you won't even have $400,000 in your pension.
It's funny because I'm looking at these questions that people are submitting. They're exact same questions I asked you, right? Somebody just said, how many, and this answer blew my mind. Again, we're talking about removing fear. How many times have you lost on the property?
That doesn't happen. We've never lost on the property. Losing on the property for us, and you remember I was pissed off.
Hey, listen, y'all, these are all the questions that I asked. I already know the answer. These are the questions I asked. I'm like, Maul, all right, now, I'm going to give you $100,000. Where are we going with this thing? I'm scared. Don't be. Maul said, I have never lost on the property. Tell them why.
Never. Losing on it because the numbers, you do the math up front. You know, you make money when you buy. And when the numbers are done up front, when the math is correct up front, we don't buy on emotion. All right? We don't buy on emotion. We buy on the numbers. And so, you know, that's why, you know, like I told C, losing for us is we planned on making 100,000. See, no, I need at least, you know, we planned on making 100,000 on this property. But because of whatever, we didn't get 100, we got 70,000. CJ was like, oh man, we made $70,000 on this. And I'm like, I'm pissed.
Right.
I'm like, man, we should have made 100,000. So that's a loss.
Last question, man, and we're gonna listen, y'all. Listen, this is the most important. And I'll shout out to all the alumni in here who already know this. But the last question was, hey, Maul, I feel what y'all saying. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. I'm about to go Make Real Estate Real. By the way, makerealestatereal.com. If you want to know where you can get the program, the information, we have priced it ridiculously cheap just for y'all because we don't want no excuses on you getting in the program. The link is pinned in there, makerealestatereal.com. But the number one question we got after that was, all right, Maul, my credit's good. I got a good job. I'm making 60, 70, 80,000. You know, I got all my ducks in a row. But man, I can't afford that initial down payment, whether it's 10, 15 grand, whatever it is. I can't afford that first 15, 20,000 to get the whole process started. Please tell them what you're doing now, Marlon. I hope y'all understand. You got a lot. Listen, no shade to anybody. But you got a lot of gurus out here, and they go, give me. Let me get your money. Give me some money. Even a lot of times they'll say, give me your money and I'll buy the real estate for you and give you a little pinch back. Maul, tell them what you're doing now.
Man, bro, crazy. On Make Real Estate Real, you know, we was sitting up and we did a podcast, right? And I think it was E. E was just like, man, what's stopping you? Like what's stopping you? Like, you got the information, you got the team to help you execute. What's stopping you? And then so some of the people was just like, I don't have the down payment money. I don't have the down payment. I couldn't save up the 20% needed. Back in the day, it was 10%. I don't have that money. So what we did, and this is an alumni, CJ and I, we put our own money. Not money from a bank, not money that we borrowed from some lender. We took our own personal cash that we using to fix up properties ourselves. We took our own personal money. And then now we have what's called Capital Infusion Program, where we're actually loaning the money to individuals that's in Make Real Estate Real alumni to use as your down payment so you can get in the game and you can make money. So now you're making money off of our money. You're not even bringing money to the table now. So now we are loaning you the money to use that as your down payment now. So now you got the information from the course, you got the team, you know, you got the weekly accountability calls, and then now you got the actual capital infusion where we actually are giving you the money to fix up the property. I mean, excuse me, giving you the money to purchase the property. And the bank gives you the money to fix it up.
Again, I hope y'all understand how groundbreaking that is. Mark came to me and was just like, yo, we got to access the cash. You know, we got so many properties going now. We got crews all over the place. It's time to do something for other people, these blue collar workers now who just need to get in the game. And so, like you said, man, taking our own cash and blessing, you know, the people. So how do you get in the alumni? Look, you got to go through Make Real Estate Real. One of the requirements that we have for you to get this loan is to go through Make Real Estate Real so we can make sure that you understand the system and how it works, right? We can't just be, you know, handing you that kind of bread and you don't know what you're doing. We want you to go through the program, understand how the program works, and then join the Alumni Association, right? It's bi-weekly meetings that we have every other week, and it's basically an accountability group. You come there, you ask your questions. Once you join the Alumni Association, you're automatically qualified, you know, you'll be in the running to be qualified for the loan, all right? So you got to be in Make Real Estate Real, the alumni program, and in order to be considered for this loan. And so, man, we've tried to make this thing as easy as possible for y'all. We've tried to make it as streamlined as possible. Maul, you a legend for this. Seriously, it's mind-blowing. I thank you for opening my eyes to it and changing the fortunes of so many, including people in my own family, bro. I love what you're doing with this, man. I'm just grateful to be a part. That's all I got, man. Thank you for letting me join you on this live, bro. I appreciate y'all.
Hey, man, hey, let me tell y'all, I always say that, you know, y'all be saying, hey, Jemal, I love your book, but, hey, I got to do this publicly in front of everybody, man. CJ helped me write this book, y'all. Don't think this was just all me. So CJ should have put his name on here somewhere. You know, it's my story, but he definitely helped bring that out of me. Like, I didn't think my story was phenomenal. I tell y'all, CJ could probably tell y'all my story, literally. He broke down my story to me. I said, man, you need to get on stage. One time we was out on a conference, and C was like, Jamal, man, just go up there and tell him the story. He's like, man, tell him how you was, you know, you wanted to go to the NFL. Tell him how, you know, you came from a blue-collar family. He was breaking my whole story down. I said, man, you need to go up there and tell my story, bro. So, no, I just appreciate you, man. And
all love, bro.
Man, I love, you know, going through this journey with guys that's got the same kind of mindset as me. Guys, when I came to see and I brought this idea about how people in Make Real Estate Real are kind of on the fence, they don't have the money to actually purchase the property. It was taking them a year just to save up the down payment money. And I was like, see, the money that we made, dog, let's put it out there so they can help them out. He was like, without even flinching, he was like brilliant. Yep. He was like brilliant, bro. Any kind of way that we can continue to help our community, dog, and make them make them successful. Yep. He was just like, bro, let's do it. So yeah, y'all. So man, so no, I just appreciate you, bro. I appreciate everybody, man. It's 7:05, y'all. Man, we on
8:05 over here.
8:05. All right, cool. So yeah, y'all, I'm gonna be respectful of y'all time. But look, man, this was a great live. This was phenomenal, man. Anytime I can get on here with my brother and chop it up, y'all. This is how conversations be every day, though. Like we probably literally get off the phone and talk for about another hour. But man, y'all, this is real, y'all. This is real. And that's why we're doing this. You know, everything about Make Real Estate Real, everything about the podcast, everything about this book is all about you guys. It's all about, that's why we don't ever just, you know, hey, here's a product and hey, good luck. No, we want to make sure we hold accountability because we want to make sure you're getting this. It's not about us. It's about you guys. So, man, look, if you don't have the book, get the book, 9to5millionaire.com, so that we can go ahead and go through this, break this thing down, y'all. It's all a mindset. And that's what we're doing. We're breaking this thing down so that you can create generational wealth for your family. All right, so, man, y'all, appreciate y'all, man. Let's do this, man. See, love you, brother.
Real estate real.
You already know, dog. Hey, and I know we show love each other today, dog. When we get back on the podcast, bro, I'm coming after you.
Oh, it's time. Hey, it's time to go. You know, I'm ready for what?
For sure, bro. Hey, y'all, man. Y'all enjoy y'all evening, man. Much love.